Should Hayao Miyazaki be worried about what OpenAI is doing with his Studio Ghibli art style, through ChatGPT? I don't think he should be worried. I'm going to say why in a second, but also I don't think OpenAI has the license for his data for their data set, so this is probably all legal, and he should probably take legal action. And before you say, oh my god, it's harmless, people are just making PNGs of their families and dogs in Studio Ghibli film. People are also reproducing these types of, videos and Studio Ghibli stuff, and then they're posting on social media. They're making money. So they're making money off of Hayao Miyazaki's data set, which theoretically, if he were to license that out, he could get a cut of all of that. So it's a lot of lost money for him. Anyway, why should Hayao Miyazaki not be worried? I see some tech bros and finance bros say that, AI is democratizing art and that now anyone can create the next Studio Ghibli film. There is no world where an average Joe is able to take AI and produce a project on par with Studio Ghibli. There's just no way. We can name on one hand the creative geniuses that are able to produce a Studio Ghibli level project, and it's not you. Here's what I think. I think AI could be used as a tool for efficiency to help make things faster and more efficient and to reduce the burden of some artists for really intensive productions. A good example would be the Spider-Verse movie that's taken 3, 4, 5 years to produce. Still using artists, I think that could probably cut down their production cycle. I think people get it wrong is that they think that these projects can be made without artists or animators or creative minds. No, anything that's pumped out of a prompt or anything that's pumped out of AI, that's completely AI generated, it's just going to be a really poor imitation. And here's the thing, there's no world in where someone creates a Studio Ghibli imitation and puts it out in theaters. First off, the theaters and traditional entertainment would probably not accept that. But let's say they did. Let's say somehow a Studio Ghibli clone ended up in our theaters and it was produced entirely by AI. Who the fuck would go to see that? Who would go see that? If you would go see that, please comment now and say why so that you can get freaking roasted, because there's actually no person who would go to see that other than just to see sort of like Madame Web, where it's I want to go see how generic and shitty this is. That's literally what would happen. And that's because Studio Ghibli is built on human spirit, human work, and human soul. A big part of what art is how human it is, right? And how it can invoke connection between a viewer and the project. Sure, there's brain rot stuff out there, and I'm sure AI can take over all the brain rot stuff that you have when, I'm cooking and I'm having this AI bullshit on my Netflix, playing on the side. That's fine, but if you want to create something like Studio Ghibli where you're locked in and all your phones are off and that's all you're consuming, and something that makes you think about it for years and years and years, yeah,